of the poem, The Tale of Custard the Dragon, by Ogden Nash. The Tale of Custard the Dragon, by Ogden Nash is a humorous poem that tells the story of a timid dragon named Custard who lives with a group of brave animals and a girl named Belinda. Belinda has a little pet menagerie that includes a black kitten named Ink, a gray mouse named Blink, a yellow dog named Mustard, and Custard, the cowardly dragon. Despite Custard being large and powerful, the other animals constantly mock him for his lack of courage. One day, a pirate breaks into their home, and all the supposedly brave animals run away in fear. Surprisingly, it is Custard, the cowardly dragon, who stands up to the pirate, defeats him, and saves everyone. After the danger passes, the other animals quickly return and go back to boasting about their bravery, while Custard remains humble. The poem is a light-hearted exploration of appearances versus reality, showing that true courage comes out when it is most needed, and that even those who seem timid can be heroes in the right circumstances. Stanza 1. Belinda lived in a little white house, with a little black kitten and a little gray mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and a realio, trulio, little pet dragon. Quote. Explanation. The poem starts by introducing the characters in a playful and rhythmic manner. Belinda, a young girl, lives in a small white house with her pets, a black kitten named Ink, a gray mouse named Blink, a yellow dog named Mustard, and a dragon named Custard. The use of the words, realio, trulio, adds a whimsical touch, making the reader feel that the world is full of imagination and fun. The inclusion of a dragon in her collection of pets immediately signals that this is not an ordinary story. The simplicity of the setting, a little white house, contrasts with the extraordinary presence of a dragon, setting the tone for a story where appearances can be deceiving. Stanza 2. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink. And the little gray mouse, she called him Blink. And the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard. But the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. Quote. Explanation. This stanza introduces the names of the pets, each of which seems to fit their character or appearance. The kitten is named Ink, likely due to its black color, while the mouse is called Blink, suggesting quick, subtle movements. The dog is named Mustard, implying sharpness or quickness, fitting with the phrase, sharp as mustard. However, the dragon's name, Custard, contrasts sharply with his fearsome species. Custard is a soft, gentle dessert, and calling the dragon this suggests that despite his formidable appearance, he is soft and cowardly on the inside. This irony sets up the main theme of the poem, which is the difference between appearance and reality. Stanza 3. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth, and spikes on top of him and scales underneath. Mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose. And realio, trulio, daggers on his toes. Quote. Explanation. The poet describes Custard's physical appearance in detail, emphasizing how fearsome he looks. Custard has all the features one would expect in a dragon: sharp teeth, spikes, scales, a mouth that resembles a fireplace suggesting that he can breathe fire, and toes as sharp as daggers. Despite these terrifying attributes, we already know from the previous stanza that Custard is a coward. This creates a strong contrast between how he looks and how he behaves. The repeated use of realio, trulio, maintains the playful tone while also reinforcing the idea that despite appearances, Custard is not what he seems. Stanza 4. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Quote. Explanation. Here, the poet contrasts the bravery of Belinda and her pets with Custard's cowardice. Belinda is described as being as brave as a barrel full of bears, a vivid simile that emphasizes her courage. Ink and Blink, though small, are so brave that they could chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is compared to a raging tiger, indicating his fierce courage. In stark contrast, Custard, despite his fearsome appearance, is depicted as a coward who cries for a safe cage. This reinforces the idea that outward appearances can be misleading. The stanza suggests that true bravery is not just about having a fierce appearance but also about how one behaves in challenging situations. Stanza 5. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon. At the Relio, Trulio, cowardly dragon. Quote. Explanation. In this stanza, the other characters mock Custard for his cowardice. Belinda tickles Custard without mercy, perhaps to tease him, while the other pets call him Percival. This name likely references Sir Percival, a knight of King Arthur's Round Table, who was known for his bravery. The irony here is that Custard, being called Percival, is the exact opposite of brave. The others laugh at him from the little red wagon, showing how they view him as a source of amusement rather than a threat. The continued use of Relio, Trulio maintains the playful, mocking tone of the poem, highlighting the stark contrast between Custard's appearance and behavior. Stanza 6. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine. Clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm. He went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. Quote. Explanation. The poem takes an unexpected turn when a pirate enters the scene, posing a real threat to Belinda and her pets. To everyone's surprise, Custard, the so-called coward, is the one who leaps into action. He snorts like an engine, clashing his tail and making loud noises that resemble the sounds of iron chains in a dungeon. This vivid imagery shows Custard as suddenly fierce and determined. His movement towards the pirate is compared to a robin attacking a worm, suggesting that Custard is quick, focused, and ready to confront the danger head-on. This unexpected bravery reveals that Custard has the capacity for courage when it truly matters, challenging the assumptions made about him based on his earlier behavior. Stanza 7. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon. And gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit. And Custard gobbled him, every bit. Quote. Explanation. The pirate is taken aback by the sight of a dragon defending Belinda. In his shock, he drinks some grog, a type of alcohol, from a flask to steady his nerves. He tries to shoot Custard with 2 bullets, but misses. Custard then swiftly defeats the pirate by eating him entirely. This act of bravery and ferocity completely overturns the earlier perception of Custard as a coward. Despite his earlier fears, Custard proves that he is capable of great courage when it is truly needed. The poem here underscores the idea that true bravery is not about constant boldness but about rising to the occasion when faced with real danger. Stanza 8. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. Quote. Explanation. After Custard defeats the pirate, Belinda and the pets are overjoyed. Belinda hugs Custard, and Mustard licks him, showing their gratitude and affection. Ink and Blink dance around in celebration, happy that Custard has saved them. The fact that no one mourned for his pirate victim suggests that the pirate was an intruder who deserved his fate. The pets' joyful reaction highlights their relief and newfound respect for Custard. This stanza shows how quickly perceptions can change. Custard, once mocked for his cowardice, is now the hero of the story. Stanza 9. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I'd have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. We'd have been 3 times as brave, we think. Quote. Explanation. Despite Custard's heroic actions, the other pets quickly downplay his achievement. Mustard claims he would have been even braver if he hadn't been flustered, while Ink and Blink boast that they would have been 3 times as brave. This reaction shows their reluctance to admit Custard's superiority in bravery. It also reflects a common human tendency to avoid acknowledging others' strengths, especially when it challenges our own self-image. The pets' comments highlight their insecurity and refusal to fully acknowledge Custard's courage. Stanza 10. Belinda still lives in her little white house. With her little black kitten and her little gray mouse. And her little yellow dog and her little red wagon. And her Relio, Trulio, little pet dragon. Quote. Explanation. After the excitement of the pirate attack, life returns to normal for Belinda and her pets. The poem repeats the description from the first stanza, emphasizing that despite Custard's bravery, nothing has fundamentally changed in their daily lives. Custard is still referred to as the little pet dragon, suggesting that the others continue to see him in the same way, despite his moment of heroism. This repetition reinforces the cyclical nature of life and the idea that moments of bravery don't necessarily alter how one is perceived by others. Stanza 11. Custard is as brave as a tiger in a cage. but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. Quote. Explanation. The final stanza encapsulates the central irony of the poem. Custard has proven that he can be as brave as a tiger when needed, but he still prefers the safety of a cage. This suggests that while Custard has the capacity for bravery, he is more comfortable in a safe, controlled environment. The stanza underscores the poem's theme that bravery isn't about always being bold or fearless, rather, it's about rising to the occasion when necessary. Custard's desire for a nice safe cage reflects his preference for security and comfort, despite his ability to act courageously in moments of crisis. This irony highlights that even those who appear timid or cautious can display remarkable bravery when the situation demands it, but their true nature might still seek the comfort of familiar, safe surroundings. The poem thus suggests that bravery and fear can coexist, and that it's possible to be both brave in action and cautious in temperament.